welcome back to the channel. The Big Shrive and I come out today, and we're on a stream that got some rain over the weekend. It is on a drop, but color's still good. And we're gonna do this video today. We're gonna do two things. We got some new flies in it we'd like to introduce, and we are going to introduce what we came out with, oh, it's several months ago, a new monofilament rig that we worked with the company. We had our own slick casting, low stretch monofilament line designed, and it comes in a 30-foot spool. Looks like this. Okay, looks like that there. This is actually the gold, which I'm going to be using. Andy's going to be using the white. And when you get these, for the fact of, you know, not watching us set up our rods and taking up the time, there's a tippet ring right on the end of this. Okay, then you pull it out, and there's going to be about 2 foot of cider coming down to the tippet ring. And then also on the spool, you have 30 foot of monofilament. When I say low memory, this has been on this spool for, I don't know, I did them all at least a month ago. I just did several hundred at a time. And you can see there's not much memory on here, but what I like to do before I put it on is just straighten it out, and it's going to hang perfectly limp. And then if you want to switch back over, we attach this right to the end of our fly line. At the end of this, there's a loop that we connect with the loop of our fly line. And then if you want to switch from nymphing back to dries, you simply roll this back up in the spool, and you're right back onto your fly line. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to demonstrate this line. But a lot of people, their biggest trouble is casting a monofilament rig. So we're going to show you some casting tips and different things to, you know, help you improve your casting and catch rate if you want to switch or try a monofilament rig. All right, just to go over the rig a little bit, I already explained the 30-foot monofilament to the cider to the tippet ring. Now off the tippet ring, I have about 6 foot of our, I'm using 5X today, and I have a double treble at the bottom of that 5-foot piece of tippet. Then if I run up my line, I have a 4-inch tag there, about 16 inches away from the double treble. And I like to keep the heavier fly on the bottom for casting purposes, which I will go over later with the monofilament rig. But you can see, there's our new lightning bugs. I'm actually going to go with the double treble and a silver. We have gold lightning bugs. And then these are a new fly also called a Spanish bullet. And then double treble, which I have a whole nother box of those in there. But I'm going to take one of the silver Spanish, or I'm sorry, lightning bugs, and I'm going to go with that and a double treble to begin with, and we'll see how it works.
Okay, there's the temperature. I don't know if you can see that. It's about 60 degrees.
Okay, Andy and I were walking up the stream. We just got started, and we encountered this brush pile right here and a nice hole above it. So we're actually on the upper side, okay? We like this nymph upstream, but you can, if we snuck up around, we're staying far away from the hole because it is not crystal clear, but it doesn't have, you know, the best color either. So we snuck up around. He's gonna cast up into here, from here, and float his flies down. So you don't always have to take an upstream approach, but let's see if he can bang a fish here. And there he is. That's a good one too, isn't it, Andy?
Nice one.
Okay. So the point was, you don't always have to.
I'm gonna step up here.
Okay. You don't always have to sneak up. And a lot of times when I come to a place like this, if I don't suck one out, I'll put a third fly on. I'll put a bugger, an iron mic on, dragging that brush pile. But I'm going to pause it here, and we'll take a look at this fish, and we'll get the release. Good job, Shrive.
The Cold War caddis.
Oh, and he took it down pretty deep. Andy's using one of our new flies called the Cold War caddis, and that's what the first fish came on of the day. Well, the first video of fish anyhow.
Beautiful.
Sure is a beautiful fish.
There he goes.
Go ahead. What do you think of that first cast for you, Shrive?
Yeah, I liked it. Enjoyed it.
All right, Andy and I are still working up to the stream. He just caught that nice brown, but before we get too far in, there's a nice long hole here, and I want to fish it from his back as far as possible. And the problem, or obstacle I should call it, not a problem, that people encounter with fishing a mono rig is you think you can just go out there and control it like regular fly line, which you can't. there's two key things. Number one is you have to use some sort of tension. If your line is not straight, okay, or weighted, those are the two key things. It has to be straight, it has to be weighted. When you go to make your cast, that line's not going to go anywhere. I could actually probably stand here, and I don't know how far, it would take my whole entire 30-foot leader to get to that log up there, which is doable, but there's two ways to achieve that. One, you either have to use the water tension, and when I say water tension, my flies are barely touching the water. Then I can let a bunch of line out here, and as long as I'm tight right there, I mean, I can flick that up for as much line as I had out. That was actually pretty far up there. So I have about 10 or 12 feet of line out right now. It is tight at the angle down there, and I'm just gonna flick it up. And it goes as far as you want it. I could let out all 30 feet. As long as I'm tight back here, I can flick it up there, okay? Another thing, you can't always go way down the stream. So if I wanna go an overhead cast, okay, I still have to come back like this. My rod's at like a 45, but the key thing is my line is tight to the flies, and then I can just, you know, flick it in there just like that, okay? So there's no fancy roll cast or anything like that. And if you're fishing too light flies, that's when it becomes a little bit, and it's not impossible, but a little bit more of an obstacle because you don't have that weight at the end. So that's why I like to go with a double treble on the bottom, size 10, and then I put my little fly up top, and that double treble gives me the weight at the back side of my leader to keep that tension on, that I can just flick it up. So I'm gonna move up in and see if I can't catch a fish. Look at that thing. Did it get any more perfect than that? Took the double treble. There's still room at the head of this run, and at the beginning, I didn't catch anything in that hole that log was, but I'll use the water tension here because you can see. Can you see these overhanging branches in this pine? And I got to keep a low cast to get in the head of the run up there, but I don't want to, you know, walk up any further. So we'll see if we can't get another one right here. So I'm actually gonna cast down the string. I just cast it down, and I'm gonna pull and get that tension on my line, okay? My line's tight. Now I can just flick it up to the head of that run just like that, and I'm ready, and I'm in contact with my flies, and there he is, okay? Just like that. Big fish for this stream.
Wow.
Okay. So as long as you have that tension on your line, you can zip it up. I mean, that's probably 18 feet up there. Half of my line was out. Okay. Beautiful wild. Oh, look at the colors on this thing. And he took the new silver lightning bug, and I was out the other day with these, and that lightning bug was a brutal fly. Like I said, here's the double treble on the top of the net, and then you got this guy right here. That's probably a 16-incher. See that lightning bug right in his face. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm still in that same spot. I caught one out of the bottom, but I cast it from there. I'm just gonna let a little bit more line out this time, peel some off, okay? And I'm gonna cast out, but I'm gonna come back to make sure my line's tight. Start dragging it across the water down there. I'm gonna come up again, get a little more line out. Now I have a lot out, probably 20 feet, and I'm gonna flick it the whole way to the head of that run this time, see if we can't get another. Snags. But you can see that's a fair amount of line out there, and just with the tension, I was able to bring that up there. But it's snagged up, so I'm going to get this released and we'll keep moving.
Okay, you're good.
That long.
Mike cast it right along. There's a log in the water right up there. A lot of times them fish that right with that log.
I don't know if you can tell on the video, but how shallow that is. What, that's maybe a foot over there?
It's not too deep.
Look how pretty this one is. Took the double trouble. I don't want to get them in the mud. Look at that thing.
Beautiful.
Took the double trouble. I'm going to get them released. I'm going to make a cast at the head there, above that log too. Lots of, you still video? Lots of things here, like this branch. I mean, you can see it's only probably 4 foot off the ground. So I'm coming down. My line's tight. I'm going to get down and I'm going to flick it. That wasn't good. That was too far in. Flick it up and under those trees and come down through. Then I'm going to sneak up one knee space, get up a little further. And do one more. Keep it under those trees into the head of the run there. And there, you see it's got that one in the water. Get the water fish, cast it up in the head. There he is. Just like that. Lots of structure in the stream. I'm going to have to step out to get this one.
There's a flip button.
Yeah, flip button.
Another flip button.
Pull them up. Right in. Fish are beautiful. Took the big old size 10 double treble. Get them released.
Okay, what Mike did was he snuck up around there and
I'm going to have to go in to get this one.
okay.
I can't lift my rod up at all.
It makes a washout over there. And he snuck up around, threw down in, and got rewarded.
Look at that spar marks.
Beautiful fish.
Ready?
Yep. All right, perfect.
He took the top fly, which was the silver lightning bug. But show that log right there. That was covering this hole, so you can't fish it from the downstream approach. So I circled up around, threw my flies against the brush right here, and just twitch. Up, let it sink. Up, let it sink. A lot of times they see that coming up on the fall, and they're going to come out right out there and smash it. So don't skip those. Hit the inside, then you just a couple drifts through the middle. Now he's going to go to the far side of the seam, and that's my favorite, right over there. My favorite part of the seam is always that far edge. There he is.
Oh, look at that
So
one. The smallest
that
one.
is the smallest one of the day, but we'll take it. He took the, what do you have on?
Beautiful fish. Look at that.
There's a cold water right in his mouth there. Grab him again. Here's the release. He dropped them. That would slip away there, Shrive.
Yeah.
We usually
It
like to get
happens.
the release, but hey.
In the inside of my hat.
Got a 50-50 mix with the thing. They don't get any prettier, huh? All right, Big Shrive come up to another hole. We just made a quick fly change. I mean, the ones we were doing were working great, but just wanted to test out some others. And right away, what did he take? The new, no, we put that Psycho Prince on the top. Yeah, yep. I think that's what he took.
Yeah.
Nice little fish.
Yeah, it is. It's like a prince right in his mouth.
Raise that up here. I'll get a pretty those things. I'm gonna hold his tail up. There, adipose fin. Just beautiful trout. Psycho Prince in his mouth. We'll get him in a walk. Okay. There he goes. What do you think? That was within 15 seconds of that Psycho Prince.
Yeah.
Keep at it. What you filming?
Million legger.
The Big Shrive and I are coming to the end of our journey today, and lots of fish. And we just hope you learned something today. If you're new into the monofilament rig fishing, it's not the easiest, but just keep two things in mind. You have to have that line, tight in order to cast upstream. So you can't go out there and roll cast or many false casts. It's more of a lob. I'm straight down a stream, I'm gonna lob it right up here. Straight down the stream, lob it up there. Now I'm gonna sneak up into the run and see if we can't catch one to close this video out. So my line straight down. Once I get up to where I wanna go, and that runs a ways up there. So I'm gonna let a bunch of line out, go down the stream, way up, and I have almost not all of my rig out, but quite a bit. And I'm coming down through. I got snagged up on something there. But let me clear that off, and I'm going to step up into one step, way up into the run. A lot of line out up there. Way up into the run. And there we go. Oh, flip button for the close. And there, I had over half of my monofilament rig out just by flipping it up. So just keep in mind, you either need weight at the bottom and a tight line, or as long as that line's tight, you can come make a cast behind you too. So try that out, keep the line tight, and best of luck on the water. We'll get this guy released. Nice pretty fish to end the video. What do you think, Shrive? And by the way, he took the Spanish bullet.